Hey everybody, this is PJ Riley from Lancaster Archery out here with another hunting bow for 2022 we wanted to tell you about. This is the Bowtech SR350, flagship bow from Bowtech. Awesome bow that they have come out with, and Bowtech the last couple of years has really been focusing on two things: smoothness and speed. They've been trying to get a fast bow that doesn't feel like one of those speed bows, that draws a lot smoother. Some of those true speed bows can be harsh. So with the SR350, they kind of imitated a lot of things from last year's Solution, because that one was so awesome, but just tweaked things a little bit better to maintain that smoothness and up that speed a little bit. We'll tell you all about that in a second, but first let's give you the specs for the SR350. The Bowtech SR350 measures 33 inches axle to axle. It's got a 6-inch brace height, IBO speed rating of 350 feet per second. It's got a mass weight of 4.4 pounds. Your let-off is going to be 83% in performance mode, 85% in comfort mode. You're going to have an adjustable mod for draw lengths, and the draw length is going to go from 25 to 30 inches, and the bow is going to be available in peak draw weights of 50, 60, 70 pounds. All right, so with the SR350, as I mentioned, this is very similar to last year's Solution. Of course, it is an inch longer axle to axle. The main change that they made was in the cam here. The Solution cam was a little bit more rounded. Of course, to get that speed, Bowtech changed the shape a little bit to make it more oblong. That's where they're getting that speed from. But the front end of the cam is still round, and so they're able to maintain that smoothness. So if you put the two bows side by side, it's going to be this cam that's going to be your primary difference. So one thing Bowtech did keep in their cam system is the DeadLock system. This is a tuning system that I really like. It's one that doesn't require a bow press. Let's say you're on the line, you have a left-right paper tear that you need to fix. Right here, you've got a locking screw at the top, so you would unlock that, and then underneath it, you have a drive screw. So I would put an Allen key in there and turn that, and what I'm doing is, by turning it, is driving that cam left or right to fix my paper tears. I can do it standing right here. I don't need the bow press. So that is a super simple system that Bowtech has, and then once you get it where you want it, lock that screw down, you're ready to go. Another feature they have is the flip disc. This gives you two performances out of the same bow. You heard in the specs that I gave let off for performance and let off for comfort. So right now I have this module on comfort. And this is your draw length module, but what I would do is flip it over to the other side to get to performance. So with comfort, it's going to be a smooth draw cycle the whole way through. And that's going to have the higher let off at 85%. The goal of the comfort setting is for this to be nice and smooth. If I flip it over to performance, that's where I'm going to get the most speed. And the effect on the draw cycle is I'm going to come to full draw, and right before I get to where the cam rolls over, now I'm going to feel some increased tension. I pull through that, and then the cam rolls over. So on the performance, it's got like a late increase in draw pressure that's needed to get the cam to roll over. It's still smooth, you know, it's not like you suddenly hit a wall and then have to put a lot of pressure in. You just feel the weight change in the draw cycle at the very end before the cam rolls over in that performance setting. But like I said, that gives you two different performances out of the same bow. If you're shooting target league or something, set it on comfort. If you go out hunting, you need some speed, put it on performance. So another thing Bowtech maintained is their DeadLock pocket system. This is where you've got these screws on the side here. You can lock the limbs to the pocket, and then you're going to have a screw on the side here where you are locking the pocket to the riser. So once everything's locked in place where you want it, you know it's not going to move. Coming down the riser, okay, Bowtech has their orbit dampeners. So you can see I've got one up top and one at the bottom. On last year's Solution, they were only down on the bottom. The other thing you're going to notice compared to the Solution is how much more they have pulled them into the center of the riser. What Bowtech's engineers said is they pulled it to be closer to the path of the string. That just helps with the vibration. That's what they're for. So by putting them more in the path of the string, they are taking out some more vibration, which this thing has no hand shock at all. It's real nice at the shot. Coming down to the shelf here, you're gonna have your 2 burger holes for mounting your rest. So if your rest has enough room there to where you can get 2 bolts in there, that thing is not gonna move. You know, bow hunters, you're out there walking around, banging the bow into things. If you've got 2 bolts in that rest, it's not moving. Clutch grip. This is a grip that Bowtech has run for a couple years now. It's just super comfortable, nice and thin. You got it's nice and flat on the back here, and then it tapers into a thinner spot up at the top, right where you want it. Good for indexing your hand, making sure you can get it in exactly the right place to minimize torque. That's what we're trying to do. With a good grip, you want to be able to eliminate possibilities for torque. So by having them thin and having them flat on the back, you can get that good hand position so you don't have to worry about torque. Something else you will notice is Bowtech this year in the grip cut out these holes here. That's just to allow them to save some weight. You know, they want to try and keep as much weight down as they can, so they cut out pieces in the middle of that grip there. On the front of the grip too, Bowtech does something that I really like, is you're going to see this channel, which is great for, you know, when I get my hand into the grip, now I can reach over and just feel with my index finger. I'll know if I'm too far one way or the other. You know, I can just feel for that channel, and then bang, I know I got my hand right where I want it. Down low here, Bowtech does have the orbit dampener that we talked about, and these are designed that you can stack them one on top of the other. So like for a right-handed bow, that can help you a little bit offset things that are, you know, your quiver, your sight mount, anything that's on this side of the bow, you can stack some dampeners over there just to help the bow balance out. Down low here, you're going to see these 3 holes. We do have 3 matching up here. Up top, this may be a place where you want to put some more dampeners if you want. Down here, this is going to be, you can put some dampeners here, or this would be your mounting location if you wanted to run a bracket for a side rod. Of course, you can always run a side rod bracket off the front stabilizer mount, but if you wanted to get that bar lower and underneath your hand, and wanted to mount it off the back, these would be your mounting locations. Just gives you 3 spots, you know, to get that weight exactly where you want it. All right, so I did have a couple of days to spend with the SR350. It's a nice shooting bow. It's just comfortable to shoot. The draw cycle's nice. And I will tell you that I went to the chronograph to see just what the differences are. Now I'm using a super heavy arrow. I think my arrow weighs like 480 grains. But what I wanted to see was the difference between comfort and performance. And there was a 10 feet per second difference. Comfort was 10 feet per second slower than the performance, so there was some definite gains there by going to that performance. But the things that I liked, this bow holds really nice. So I was shooting it indoor at 20 yards, and it just, you know, it took me no time to get them dialed into the center, to get it tuned. I mean, that DeadLock system, I had a little bit of a right tear, just loosened that screw as we mentioned, shifted that cam over, you know, I think it was like a half turn I put into it. Bang, got a bullet hole right away. So that was real handy. So then when I came outside here where I was able to get some distance, you know, shoot it out 30, 40, 50 yards, this thing just, it holds really nice. I tend to like a longer bow, so 33 inches, that's a good length for me. I like that. This bow feels real steady in the hand. As we mentioned, you know, basically no hand shock. So in talking with the Bowtech folks, the thing that they were emphasizing to me is their tagline for the SR350 is, smooth has never been this fast. And I can say I definitely have shot some bows in the past that were strictly built for speed. That was their main thing. They didn't care about the shooting experience. They just wanted the speed. This is a fast bow that doesn't have that problem. It is smooth to draw, even in that performance setting, It's just nice shooting bow that does have that speed that Bowtech's been going for. So I just got to give Bowtech credit for incorporating into this bow a lot of things that make it easy for you, the user, at the end to adjust this bow to get it where you want. You know, you've got the flip disc, you have the DeadLock technology here, so you can tune this. This is easy to tune. You know, you got the rotating mod on there that adjusts in half-inch increments, so you can play with the draw length at home yourself. You don't have to replace mods. Just a great all-around bow. This is going to be a good hunting bow especially, but just a nice shooting bow from Bowtech this year. All right, so that is the Bowtech SR350. Great new bow from Bowtech, their flagship hunting bow for 2022. If you like this video, give us a thumbs up. If you want to see more videos like it, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Don't forget to click that bell to get notifications whenever we put out new videos. As always, if you have any questions, you can visit us at LancasterArchery.com.